Good evening, guys, and welcome back. It is Grand Finals time, and even though we're at the Grand Finals, Clockwork is still missing. I thought he'd show up. I thought he'd be like, hey, guys, alright, it's Grand Finals. I'll make an appearance. But no Clockwork today. No LD today. I'm here solo casting as LD is stuck in Oklahoma. Apparently he's looking, I don't know, for something. But he's on his way here to LA. He's looking to come join me in our Beyond the Summit studio. And he gets to cast all the great games with me once he's here. But until then, I'm on my own here with the draft between MiTH Trust and Orange Esports of the Grand Finals of the GosuCup Asia. This is number 5. The last 2 have both been won with Zenith. I believe Orange won number 2. Zenith won 3 and 4, and I think the first GosuCup, I'm trying to go back as far as then, maybe MUFC even winning a GosuCup, and then Orange. I mean, looking to take down this one, it's MiTH Trust who have yet to win one, who want to take their first here, and we're going to have to see whether or not they have what it takes to take down Orange. And I mean, it's really been a team who just look completely unbeatable for the most part here. They've just been playing some absolutely flawless Dota, and it's the new roster, and it's really meshing well. They've had some practice, they've had some time to adapt, and it basically reached their pinnacle back in the SEA League Grand Finals where they 3-0'd Zenith, and from there, well, they haven't hesitated, they haven't missed a beat, and here they are up against MiTH Trust in a Grand Finals of a, I wouldn't say big tournament, but a tournament where it's like, it's a proving ground. It's basically say, if you win a GosuCup with pretty much no real shaky matches, they haven't had a single tough match, you're basically got to feel pretty good about yourself. For Orange, that basically shows that they are the top team in Southeast Asia. They have really not been challenged by anyone in Southeast Asia in some time, and it means the next big challenge for them is going to be going up against the Chinese teams. So whatever is the next big tournament they play up against the likes of IG, LGD International, DK, that's going to be the next big test for Orange, where to see how they are developing as a team with this new roster, with Ahayo playing the mid lane, with Net as their new support player. And I've got to say, Net is, in my opinion, the best support player outside of China, up there with Arsad. I've said it already, I'll say it again. Him and Arsad are basically the 2 best support players, the hard support players, so the 5 position outside of China, and he's just an absolutely amazing support player. And when you combine him with Extinct, those 2 have been really meshing well together and playing some really smart Dota, ganking, roaming around the map well. And then you've got Mushi switching over to that carry role, and that's a role which suits him so much more. He plays a very farm-heavy style of play, and when he's in the mid lane, sometimes it's a bit of a liability. So we'll see him here playing the carry role. With that said, it's not always a hard carry. We've seen actually a safe lane Magnus as a farm. He played a farming Magnus once in the safe lane. He still went for your standard Arcane, Blink Dagger, Refresher, or build, but it was just a safe lane Magnus in his hands, although he did manage to not have the best luck with some of his skewers and RPs, but all in all, Orange still manages to convincingly win most of those games. We'll see if they can convincingly do so here up against MiTH Trust. I have a feeling it won't be so easy. It's MiTH Trust, and well, you've got basically the next best carry in Asia after Mushi. You've got Lekels. Lekels known for his Morphling, but also plays a pretty damn scary DK, as well as Clinks, and here it looks like he's going to be on the Anti-Mage. We're going to see Lekels in the safe lane Anti-Mage. We've got the Queen of Pain for Arba. Arba generally playing their solo mid role, and we'll see what they look to round off their lineup with. They've got the Shadow Demon as their support pick, just such a stable support component for almost any draft. Orange, on the other hand, they picked up the Mag as their first pick. I mentioned they ran it as a safe lane hero in Mushi's hands the other day. We'll have to see if they look to do something similar here. I imagine more likely we see it be played as that offlane role. Sand King and Lina get picked up next, so there's your support duo. The support tandem for Extinct and Net will most likely see, well, generally it's Net playing the Sand King with Extinct playing the Lina. We'll see how they will look to do it this time round. And then we get to our next stage of bans. We see MiTH Trust starting to ban some of the solo heroes, the carry heroes. They're looking at bans targeted towards Ahayo as well as Mushi. The Shadow Fiend, the Templar Assassin. Mushi's played a lot of safe lane Shadow Fiend throughout this tournament. 2 or 3 different games of it. Templar Assassin hasn't really been picked up at all by any teams. It's really been phased out. And then finally a Lifestealer ban. Faceless Void, Orange don't even waste any time. They say, you guys have Anti-Mage? Well, Faceless Void is great for locking him down. The only real other option, once Shadow Fiend gets banned out, this is Mushi's next go-to hero. So he's playing the Faceless Void. The only reason they wouldn't get it is if they wanted to run something really bizarre, like that Magnus as a safe lane hero for Mushi once again. But I think that's something they just did once and they're not looking to really do again. I think generally speaking, they're going to look to play this safe standard style of Dota with the Faceless Void, the harder carries in Mushi's hands. They've got the tri-lane there with the Sand King and Lina. They've got Magnus. I say off-lane hero, but he could well go as a solo mid. We could see Ahayo playing a solo mid mag and get some kind of an off-laner like a Bounty Hunter. But this is not really looking like a bounty hunter type draft. That's where you want to be more aggressive and look to really apply a lot of pressure. But this is more a passive farming style of play and look for the mid to late game team fights with the mag ultimate. So more likely we see Ohio playing some kind of sort of tempo controlling mid hero, looking at something like a Puck. Puck is a nice 1v1 hero to have up against the Queen of Pain, and it's great for just controlling the mid game, setting up ganks and also counter ganking. Also does decently against anti-mage in the sense he becomes a lot more gankable. When you get the blink and the silence, you can actually gank him if you can find those openings, and you combine that with a Faceless Void Chronosphere. They've got some lockdown. They can maybe look for some of those kills on him. As do I have chat open? There we go. There we go. Beyond the Summit chat. I was looking for that. Just making sure that everything is okay still on the stream. It looks like everything is going okay as MiTH Trust pick up a Tidehunter. MiTH Trust are really big on AoE teamfight. They love having these teamfight heroes. Tidehunter is going to be the one that they look to grab up for the time being. I'd say as a support, although they can run it as a side lane solo, and maybe they even look to go Tidehunter in a 1v1 matchup against the Mag if they really think they have a strong enough tri-lane, but I think going offensive tri-lane with an anti-mage is kind of asking for trouble, as anti-mage is almost a hero you need the guaranteed farm more in an anti-mage than a Faceless Void, and Orange is so good in those tri-lane versus tri-lane scenarios. They play some really smart tri-lanes. Even when they're up against stronger tri-lanes, they just sort of sit back, use pulls, deny their opponent's XP, get their carry Mushi farm under the tower, and just play it as smart as possible. So I think most likely we see them looking just to play it safe and standard, go for a safe tri-lane with the anti-mage. Orange here, they need that solo mid. I mean, I mentioned the Puck is a good hero to have against Queen of Pain. They're actually going to go for a Windrunner. So it could be the Mag at mid, or it could just be a Windrunner solo mid, which is, I mean, super old school. I haven't seen much Windrunner solo mid in a long time, but it's something which used to be quite popular. But I guess more likely we're going to see Windrunner in the off lane with Mag as a solo mid for Ohio. But definitely there's two possibilities there for Orange. And I like that they didn't go for the Bounty Hunter. Even if it is going to be an off-lane Windrunner, I think who does struggle to get XP. Sure, Bounty Hunter can get a bit more XP, a bit more farm. He can creep skip. I mean creep skipping. He can go behind the tower, pull the creep wave to his tower like a lone druid does with his bear. Windrunner will struggle a bit more to get farm and XP up against a tri-lane, but Windrunner is just such a more solid hero for the overall Orange lineup. It adds a lot more. Having the Shackle Shot, having the Power Shot to help defend towers with. They need that long-range spam, I feel. They also need the additional lockdown that the Windrunner does offer. So, last pick now for MiTH Trust, it's a Lion. It will be a Tidehunter as a side lane solo, or possibly even some. I mean, well, at least he's going to be a farming Tidehunter. He's one of the 3 core heroes. I don't want to speculate too much into these lanes, but it does look like we'll see Tidehunter as the off-lane solo, Queen of Pain at mid, and a tri-lane with the anti-mage, unless they do something which MiTH Trust do on occasion, which is run their farmer Lakels as a solo. They can run him as a solo in the safe lane, then go offensive tri-lane with Tide Line and Shadow Demon. But yeah, I'm not feeling that tri-lane. I don't think he'll do too well against what Orange have for their tri-lane. I think more likely than not, I think more likely we see them just play it the standard way, as we're going to hop ourselves into this game in just a second here. Last pick coming out from MiTH Trust. And, well, what's it gonna be as far as these lanes are concerned? I imagine we are going to be looking fairly standard, at least as far as Orange are concerned. It is going to be Mushi going safe lane. He likes to do this. Poor Man's Shield is the first item. He gets pulled a set of Tangos. And it is going to be Extinct playing the Lina. I'll introduce our 2 teams. We've got Net playing the Sand King, Mushi on the Faceless Void. Nobody had any second guesses there. KYXY going to be playing the Windrunner. Oh, of course, this is what he loves to do. Same thing he did with the Beastmaster. Chop down some trees, pull the mid camp, abandon top lane. Orange are just the kings of abandoning top lane. Ohio going to be soloing mid lane. He's gone for 3 branches in the south, playing that solo mid role. And that is your Orange Neolution Esports side. They've cruised their way through the Grand Finals. Nobody has even come close to stopping them in a single game. The team who's looking to do that, it's MiTH Trust, the Thailand boys. We've got Lakels playing the hard carry. He's on the anti-mage. We've got SD playing the Shadow Demon. We've got Lion in the hands of R5. Tidehunter being played by TNK at bottom lane. And then finally, Abba, the solo mid extraordinaire for MiTH Trust. He's playing the Queen of Pain at mid lane, up against Ohio's Mag. So he's gone for the 1 salve, give him some additional HP regen. We'll see how Windrunner's done. Looks like he's used a good 3 power shots here. Shoot through a lot of his mana to basically cut down some trees. And this is going to help him with this mid pull. It was where they could have also gone for a Beastmaster. This is where Beastmaster's a pick they used earlier on, but they decided this time around, having the Windrunner It's going to be a slightly more solid and stable way to have this lineup. And KYXY gets his mana back, and now he's going to go straight to this mid camp, look to pull it. This is going to help out Mag at mid, because you can deny some XP from Queen of Pain, and just be all around. I mean, very, very annoying. I think, well, MiTH Trust will quickly realize this top lane's been abandoned. Anti-Mage, I mean, staying very far forward, and it's like, oh, it's empty. TNK realizes there's no way he's going to be going up against a tri lane here. He's going to go into his own jungle. So the supports all around are just... I mean, the problem is for MiTH Trust, they now have 3 heroes at top lane who aren't anti-mage, who need some farm. Well, who want to get some farm. TNK is going to maybe farm the small camp. They're going to have Lion, who... Where's he getting XP? He's going to have to maybe use the normal pool. And then Shadow Demon, well... He wants to get some XP, I guess some XP. He's probably less level and farm dependent compared to the Lion and the Tide, but Lion especially, you need some levels, you need some farm. We'll see how MiTH Trust look to deal with this. I mean, they're getting a free farm on Anti-Mage, so it's not really... However you look at it, it's an okay scenario. Similar things happening for Orange over on the Radiant side. They're going to have 2 supports here who are up against no one. You're going to have the Lina as well as Sand King. Windrunner, well, you've got this mid pull. He's being pinged now. A little drawing coming out from the Tidehunter. That's where they're saying, hey, this is where Windrunner is. As it looks like he's already started to start these pulls. Queen of Pain's like, where have my creeps gone? The problem is for MiTH Trust is they've got these supports at top who can't really do a whole lot, and that includes gank mid. They can't really gank mid. Ahio, who's going to have level 2 very soon, he's going to get a point in Skewer, and you've got supports who aren't great gankers. Lion and Shadow Demon, not exactly a scary ganking duo. If it was something like a Shadow Demon Lina, or a Shadow Demon Leshrac, great, but it's a Lion who doesn't offer a whole lot there. KYXY, lurking around this middle lane. And a quick message coming out on Skype. As yeah, KYXY. I mean, this is his job here. Help out the mid a bit. He's gonna actually pull over this. Ooh, he doesn't lure him over. He damages him. He's actually hoping to pull this over so he can deny these. Doesn't succeed in doing so, unfortunately. But either way, it's still looking like an okay lane for him. He's actually just gonna come in and go for some harass here. There's not a whole lot he can do. He can't really pull this again for another 50 seconds, so he's just going to go for some harass on Arbor. Realize Ahio, I mean, he wants the fast level 6, but KYXY taking a bit of XP is not going to be end of the world for him. Lion actually lurking around. Oh, this is what Lion's waiting for. I mentioned there's not a whole lot these supports can do. And well, one thing they can do is this. Something I love to do in pub games. I do it quite frequently with Winter. I'll say, Winter, you go solo mid. Let me know when their solo mid has enough gold for a bottle. And wait. Wait for this little sucker. Is it going to be upgraded? Do the supports have gold? Lina's 10 gold short. 10 gold short. This is a dead career. Lion, there we go. R5, R5. Get in there. Get in there, my son. Snipe Sakuria. I love it. MiTH Trust. Very cheeky stuff coming out. Now Ahio's in all sorts of trouble. He's got no bottle at mid lane. This mid lane is, I mean, you're using this mid pull trick to help out the Mag, give him a slight edge, and then suddenly Lion turns that advantage all around. Lion, his job is done. He's got no XP. He needs to go find some XP now. That's really the next big thing. Lion's he's a very sort of level dependent hero as well as farm. You want to get some, I mean, a 4-stuff, you want to get some basic items up on him. And right now it's not really happening. As there we go, forgot the stats up. Mushi. I would say, even without having pushed the button, you always know Mushi's going to be on top. Anti-Mage, I mean, even with Lakel's in the game, I mean, this is the one player who can sort of contest Mushi for that ultimate farmer award. But Mushi right now, couple of creeps ahead, and in this free farm lane, he will always capitalize. Forced to farm under his tower bit, tank things up, and this is one of those scenarios where Xing's like, I'm going to have to use these pools, I want to clear these camps as fast as possible, and Mushi is forced to last down to tower, which is where we'll see him pick up, I imagine, a Ring of Health as well as a Quelling Blade, as soon as he has the gold. Well, after this wave, he's probably going to go into the shop and buy those. He's not too worried about pushing out the lane, because Tidehunter is nowhere to be seen. Isn't even looking to come to this lane whatsoever. As Mushi, well, he's free farming, as is Anti-Mage, so it's a trade-off for both teams. So no real team getting ahead as far as the carries are concerned. And that Courier Snipe, the first big thing to happen, and it's MiTH Trust who sort of strike first. Although, as far as the off lanes go, actually, Windrunner, sort of on par. Tidehunter is actually going to be hitting level 3 maybe off this camp. Or at least getting very close to it. So Tidehunter and Windrunner are getting a similar amount of XP each. You'd kind of expect Windrunner to do slightly better, being able to use these pools. But it is Tidehunter who's, yeah, hit level 3 before Windrunner does. So Titan in this sort of this semi-jungle position is doing pretty decently. Shadow Demon, level 3, 2 points in the Soul Catcher. Hasn't even gone for Shadow Poison. I feel this is where if this is one of the Chinese teams playing Shadow Demon, they play it completely different. They look to stack camps, and they'll have 2 points in Shadow Poison, because they use Shadow Poison to help deal with the neutral stacks. They'll stack it 2, 3, 4 times, and then Shadow Poison is great for clearing out neutral stacks. But MiTH decided to go for a different way. They're going to maybe look for some ganks. The 2 points in the 2 points in Soul Catcher basically means we're going to be seeing a more aggressive play coming out from the Shadow Demon. Unfortunately for him, he gets scouted out at the mid lane. Sand King Illusion is there. Spots out the roam, or not so much the roam, but the rotation towards the mid lane, at least providing some backup for Queen of Pain. And we'll see how Mag forced to go back to base to heal up. This is really problematic, although Net does come in to just make sure that this XP at mid lane isn't being wasted. Although he needs to get a bit further up if he wants to get an XP range for this. So he's just staying in this mid lane while Mag's gone. As said, it's all about just being as efficient as possible. He's not getting much at bottom lane. They've got Lina doing the pulls there. So if Lina's pulling at bottom lane, Sand King doesn't have to always be helping there. He just gets some XP at mid. He wants his level 3 more than anything. Radiant Courier has respawned, and I imagine you're going to get an upgrade right off the bat. Yep, upgrade it and it's going in mid. But Ahio, he's set back now because of this. Look at the farm on him. 22 on Queen of Pain, only 14 on Mag. You'd have quite a big difference. And this is the gank I'm talking about, the early Soul Catcher. He's gone for 2 points, but ooh, Queen of Pain decides not to commit. I think he was worried about if he blinks in, he could get skewered into tower, but the 2 points in Soul Catcher, you need to sort of justify that by some early ganks from Shadow Demon, which he's trying to do here on the mid lane. Lakel's up to 38 creep kills. Pretty much dead even with Mushi. There we go. There's Mushi's ring. Quelling Blade, Bringer Health, 1100 gold. Those two heroes. Activate. Hey, he's taken over. The chase is on Mushi. He's got this big creep wave now under his tower. He'll quickly march forward once again. Lakel's at top. Oh, he's actually going to go in here. This is where he starts to get aggressive. They want to take out Net. Net does have 1 point in the Sandstorm. Impale is there. This is the end of Net. This is going to be your first blood, and it's going to be Lakel's as well. This is going to be a huge heap of gold if Lakel's can last hit it. They're trying to leave it for him. No, Lion. R5, I5 snags it. Counter tank coming in. It's a TP. It looks like... Okay, wait, X-Way actually. Anti-Mage helping out the Lion. Tanks up the tower for him. As he's got plenty of HP regen. He's got those Tranquil Boots. Unfortunately for Anti-Mage, doesn't get the first blood. That would have been a nice 400-500 gold for him. But this is where the supports can get some cash for him. You're going to have Lion with boots. He's going to have 500 gold. He can get some additional wards, get his magic wand up, and that's going to help him out a lot. As said, Lion is a hero who wants a bit of gold, wants a bit of XP. He can't really do a whole lot without points in his Impale and his Hex. Mushi now, a good 6 creeps ahead, but that's, as said, this is going to sort of fluctuate just back and forth a bit, and that was just a couple missed last hits from Lakel's while they got that first blood. Mag DD rune. Sand King rotating in there. Shadow Demon here. Looks like the disruption maybe have saved his life, prevented Sand King from getting in range for that stun. There's mid lane Arba. Playing very, very scared. RP is now up for Ahio. And that's what he's maybe worried about. Skew into an RP with a shockwave could bring him down. So he's trying to stay as full HP as possible. Using those bottle charges pretty much whenever possible. May want to use another one soon. He's sitting on 540. Rotation here from the Sand King. If this RP hits, it's a kill. He gets shockwaved up, and immediately we're going to see this bottle being used as Sand King's still lurking around. Radiant Ward just being put on the high ground. Both teams putting wards around this mid lane. They know the two mid heroes, the Queen of Pain and the Mag, those are going to be the two heroes who look to roam and set up kills in the side lanes. Anti-Mage is not leaving top. Void is not leaving bottom. The supports maybe move around a bit, but if you look at what these supports are, Shadow Demon Lion, they're not the most aggressive ganking supports, and here we go. Oh, Sand King wasn't there for this. Mag drops an RP. It is going to be enough damage. No, it's not going to be enough damage. I thought he actually had the Queen of Pain there. He could have maybe tried to screw him into the tower, but Queen of Pain takes out Ahio. MiTH pick up their second kill of the game, and Orange in an unfamiliar position here. They are behind from the get-go. It started with the courier kill, and now it's first blood and more. Ahio going down at the mid lane. As Arba, he's got a regen rune, so that power shot harass is just going to be shrugged off. KYXY. He's trying to get his farm on at mid lane. He's up to level 4 now, abandoning this top lane. He can't really lane against an Anti-Mage, especially an Anti-Mage who's maxing out Mana Break, as is Lakel's. These 4 points is just going to make it crippling for anyone who tries to go up against him. Sand King has to, I mean, he can maybe stay in XP range, but if he goes anywhere near an Anti-Mage blink, suddenly he's lost half his mana. he has to Sandstorm just to survive, or maybe even Burrow Strike away. So he'll get hit once or twice, and then Sandstorm, and then his mana's getting chewed to pieces. And this Sandstorm has a very long cooldown at level 1. 40 seconds. Not something he can afford to just be throwing around. And if he sits in it, well then R5 comes in with an Impale. That's really one of the the plus sides of having this line pick. They've got something which can stun through a Sandstorm, get him out of it. Whereas Shadow Demon, it's like, well, he's in Sandstorm. I can chuck some Shadow Poisons at him. That's about it. Bottom lane, Extinctus spend a lot of time stacking and killing neutrals. You can see his farm there. 17 unit kills.
No.
Mid lane, Arba's picked up some treads here. He's out CSing the mag fairly convincingly. This is the thing, Mushi's farming well, but look at the 3 behind. Tidehunter, 38 creep kills. He's getting close to a level 6 now. Trinkle Boots, Wand, and Stout Shield. He's gone for this sort of jungle build, essentially. We're seeing a jungle Tidehunter, and it's working out. Both teams abandoning their offlane and praying that their hard carry can just carry them. Ooh, KYXY, he's spotted by an Observer here. Queen of Pain in rage for a blink here. There's no RP. He's actually caught in between the illusions. This is going to be the end for KYXY. RP now comes back online. It looks like it was just on cooldown. Arba, he's going to try go in for this DD rune. Not going to manage to do so. Ohio, he snags it. Shockwave not going to do enough damage. Blink just gets him out of the way. Ohio, he's still chasing though. He's going to have another Shockwave in just a second, and this could be the end for Arba. He's going to have a Wand here. Shockwave not going to reach Arba. A Blink and a TP probably going to come. He's already dodged the first Shockwave. There is another one in just a second. Arba blinks to safety. It's maybe not safety. There's a Shockwave. Use it. Oh, the tower with some extra damage there. Hit him once, but it wasn't enough. Arba could have just TP'd. I don't think he realized the Shockwave was blowing. Very close. Too close for my comfort, that's for sure. And I'm sure Arba was thinking, holy crap, what have I just done? He did not play that as well as he could have, but he did manage to get out of there. Oh, ST at mid lane. Tops a Laguna Blade from Extinct. Extinct not doing enough damage there. Laguna Blade was changed. It does less damage now, but has a much shorter cooldown. He was looking for blood there. He thought he had that Shadow Demon. Doesn't actually... I think maybe he cancelled his own stun or something, because he didn't lead with the stun. He led with the Laguna Blade and went to a Dragon Slave. Interesting selection from there. Extinct, well, for Malaysian, where are your math skills? You can't just add up the damage. You've got to take into consideration the magic resistance that heroes get. It doesn't do the full damage that you see listed there. The 450 damage and the 230 damage from the Dragon Slave, reduced by the magic resistance that heroes naturally have. Bottom lane, Tide's actually finally decided to come take on Mushi in a 1v1 lane. 11.5 minute Battle Fury. This is what we've been seeing all tournament long from Mushi. Free farm lane, 11 minute Battle Fury. Oh, KYXY, he's going to get caught out. Impale to follow things up. KYXY does not stand a chance. I think that next right click would almost kill them without the Mana Void, but Lakel's not taking any chances. He wants to guarantee he gets that kill, and is this his Battle Fury? He's got his Broadsword. He doesn't actually have it just yet, so Lakel's, well, as far as net worth is, he's, it looks like slightly behind Mushi. 0-0-2 on him. Mushi without any kills or assists, but the slightly additional farm. And this Battle Fury is going to be out for Anti-Mage in a couple hundred gold. As the kills blinks his way into the camp there. He's also bought the Tranquil Boots. That's where the additional, that sort of 200-300 gold difference is coming in, because those 2 assists sort of makes up for this missing farm. Both the 2 carries going to be hitting 100 creep kills just in about 12-13 minutes time. Ohio at mid. On the mag, he's... I mean, he hasn't been involved in any kills or assists. 2 RPs used, both defensively and neither successfully. Shadow Demon steals the rune from Orange, and Orange, they're down 0 kills to 4, but they're not getting completely blown apart. It's a 3-4k gold difference. TNK does find an RP. He's going to hit 3. They're going to try going on Mushi. They're going to succeed in doing so. Finger of Death was there. R5. He played with luck. The backtrack is level 3. Mushi's thinking, come on, just need to backtrack. Not going to happen. Extinct now, trying to hide his way under this tower. Rotation coming in from the Queen of Pain. This should be the end of Extinct unless he gets a TP off. He doesn't actually have one. Ohio's there as well. But I think he decides against going in here simply because of Ohio's presence. They can now get vision. That Shadow Poison lands on Extinct, but Arba's already rotating back towards the mid lane. Net looking to go down towards bottom lane. Arba narrowly avoids him. That could have almost been a potential kill on the Sand King as well. 5-0 in favor of MiTH Trust all of a sudden, including a kill on Mushi. The Lion pick is working out. I mean, it's really... You see the big difference between the Lina and the Lion. Lina goes mid looking for the Shadow Demon, pops Laguna Blade, not enough damage. 450 damage only. And that's reduced. Lion, different scenario. 600 damage. Long cooldown though, but whenever it's up, you want to get a kill. And that kill is going to be on Mushi, at least for that time, that first time. And Mushi, normally we see him using these chronospheres quite freely in the early to mid game. Whenever he thinks he can get a kill, he'll use it just for a solo kill. Much like Antimage was at top lane, but Mushi has not found those openings, because he has only had Tide come down when his Tide has been perfectly sure it's safe to do so. And Tide now finds himself with an Urn of Shadows. TNK has been playing this so smart. Nudu abandoned the bottom lane, goes into the jungle, and now MiTH up 5 kills early on. Orange yet to get even on the scoreboard. This is just completely different case from all the Orange games. Maybe their road to the Grand Finals has been too easy. They're getting complacent, if anything. KYXY Win runs away. He knows this top lane is most likely not going to be safe. Lakel's Battle Fury, Tranquil Boots, and he goes Quelling Blade, so he's really flash farming here in his own jungle. And here's the smoke. They're just camping on top of Mushi, but while Finger of Death is on cooldown, they're probably not. They're not looking to gank Mushi as aggressive as otherwise they would be. Oh, they're going to get revealed from the smoke from the high ground, and this is, well, good and bad. It's a 3-hero Impale coming out of R5. Perfect defensive Impale. Problem is Shadow Demon gets caught out still. Lina gets the kill there. Antimage has actually come on in from the side here. He needs to be careful, but it's Arba who's showed up as well. Arba going to go blinking in. Will be looking to take up Mushi. Mushi, 2 deaths in quick succession. Hectic now on the run. Does get a stun off, but he's already gone down to the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain with a double kill. Arba is on a dominating streak. 4 unanswered kills. Orange finally get their name on the board with the Shadow Demon kill from Extinct, but this is a tier 1 tower going down as well. The bottom tier 1, top tier 1 tower, sorry, for Orange, not really going to be doing a whole lot of damage there, and MiTH right now they're having their way with Orange. And this is just some overall, it's such solid play. The decision making from MiTH has been flawless so far this game. I mean, right from the get-go, the career snipe. That really has just set the tempo. If that doesn't happen, it's amazing how the small things, and this is probably what I love most about Dota, is how big and important the small things are. In this game, it's a simple career snipe. In previous games, it was a D-ward not happening. 2 sentry wards were used to try D-ward the pull, and it didn't happen. It was still blocked, and that really caused First Departure to lose. When I believe the First Departure lost to MiTH. In that game, they lost. The game 3 against MiTH. They basically lost because they couldn't D-ward this pull. They used 2 sentries and failed to do so. In this game, MiTH are ahead by a large margin on the back of a career snipe. All these small little things can make the biggest difference, and that's why you have to be so careful with your play in Dota. As Arba, is he going to be careful enough at top lane? He's got a couple heroes looking to come in for a gank here. Sanking does have a level 3 stun. Ooh, gets a bit too close. The smoke wears off on him, but he's still in fog. He hasn't been revealed yet. And this is going to be the opening he looks for. He's going to come in from fog. Arba doesn't blink in time. There is a stun coming out from Lee as well as a Laguna Blade. They throw everything to make sure they get that kill. At this point, they can't take any chances. They have to make sure they can get any kill possible. Mushi treads Battle Fury. BKB is coming next. I don't have any doubts about that. It's got to be a BKB next. There, when you're on the defensive like this, this is the build to go. Even in a relatively even game as well, it's the treads Battle Fury BKB. He's gone for the Mask of Madness once when they were completely dominating their opponents, but in a game like this, it's got to be a BKB for Mushi as his next big item. I mean, it's not going to help directly in the one-on-one fights against Anti-Mage, but against all these other heroes, it's essential. Question is, where does Anti-Mage has gone for a Vlad's? And interestingly, he didn't disassemble his Tranquil Boots. Normally you see the Vlads, it's when they disassemble the Tranquil Boots, so you got the Ring of Protection, the Ring of Regen as well. Turn it into your Vlads, and then you can use your Boots for Treads, because Treads in the mid-game are going to be more important to have than Tranquil Boots, but he stays on the Tranquil Boots for the time being. We may see him look to disassemble them and just sell some of those pieces, although that will cost him a bit of gold. Top lane. Oh, Epicenter going to get blown. Tide actually pops a Ravage because Net is caught under the tower. He gets taken out by TNK. Oh, Net. Big misplay. He missteps. He immediately disconnects. I'm not sure whether that has something to do with the misplay there. Maybe not happy with one of his settings. Maybe just trying to save some face. Who knows? But, oh. Net is not happy with something. He needs a restart or a reconnect. And TNK, that's not actually shackling. That's shackling onto the creep here. TNK probably wants to get out of here. Mag does have an ultimate if they want to go in on him. And with Lina and Windrunner there, they can bring him down from full HP. Even with 1k plus HP. They've got the Laguna Blade. RP, Shockwave, Laguna Blade with a stun, Shackle Shot, Power Shot. There's plenty of damage. Although it's a big risk when you've got TPs that can come in. Queen of Pain especially. That's going to be the main hero who's going to be looking to TP top if they try and dive TNK. I'd be very surprised if they went for this orange. They'll look to back off. Mushi's at mid. He's continuing to farm, and well, there's some squiggles going his way. R5 has Finger of Death, and I think that's why he wants to have another target go at Mushi. Here we go. MiTH looks like going to get themselves back into the game. Sanking, he's reconnecting in. Shout out to Winter, who's now in the chat. Winter, man, they use the God's Dota strats with the Courier Snipe. They actually are going to go on TNK. They burst him down. No TP coming out of the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain stays bottom. Whoa. They knew they could. Like I said, they have the damage to do so. I'd be surprised if they went for it, but they decide because if they get the kill, they also get the tower. And that's a high-use Blink Dagger now. Everything being used on it. They do give up a bottom tier 1 tower to Lakel's. But the Courier sniping tactics from MiTH, it got him an early lead, but Orange is starting to fight back. They're starting to find their sea legs right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
But Arba getting to work on his BKB. You got Lakel's. He's picked up an ultimate orb, so we're going to see that Manta style come up very fast at this rate. And Mushi's slowed down. Looks like maybe an Ogre Club being picked up. Yep, Ogre Club is going to be a BKB for Mushi coming up next. KYXY getting to work on his 4-staff. No mech coming out from the Radiant team as of yet. May actually see Mag go for it if Windrunner's really struggling to farm. Something you can see from these solo mags when they want to go sort of for more utility teamfight based play, especially when they don't have a teammate who's going to be building that mech. Windrunner decides the 4-staff is more important here as a first item. Lion up to 1400 gold, so we'll probably see Blink Dagger or 4-staff coming on R5 in not too, I mean, pretty shortly as well. At that, just needs another 600-700 gold. Arba has a completed BKB, just 90 minutes in the game. He's 4-1. And all in all, wow, look at those last hits, all going Mushi's way. He's starting to pull away. Sorry, no, Mushi's way, Lakel's way. What am I talking about? The anti-mage. I'm thinking Mushi's anti-mage. I've seen so much Mushi anti-mage, I just jump to conclusions. But Lakel's is the one leading the farm. He's got a big jump on Mushi as far as net worth is concerned. And when this Manta style comes online, that's going to cause some problems for Orange. Heroes like Lina are going to become so damn squishy. If he can blink on Lina, pop the Manta style and just burst down Lina, or a hero like Windrunner or Sanking, it's very problematic for Orange. Now the push towards the bottom lane. Orange just looking to try and get some towers. Get some more map control go their way. The only tower they got is that tier 1 top, and they're unable to really apply too much pressure here. They're too scared. Up against an anti-mage with this much farm, he can come to fights now. And you've got Queen of Pain with a BKB. Tide, oh, Blink Dagger. I don't know if Orange have spotted this, but Tide's got himself a Blink Dagger. Not sure how recent of an item that one is. Looks like he's had it for... No, yeah, he's just recently bought it. After the Mag got his Blink, so both Mag and Tide with Blinks now. And I don't know if Orange actually know about this Blink Dagger. That's going to be the interesting thing to note. Because this is one of those things where the first fight you have a Blink Dagger, you can catch your opponents by surprise. He's walking past this Observer Ward, so should have been spotted and clicked by Orange Esports. Top lane. Oh, Mushi. Caught in no man's land. He does this a lot. He always has to... Mushi likes to take some chances with where he goes to farm, and he pays the price there. MiTH bring just enough to bring him down. And Arba actually at mid finished off... Got a solo kill on the Mag, it looks like. So top lane, like, 2 big kills. Mushi at top and Mag at mid. As MiTH continue their work on Orange Esports here. We've got KYXY at bottom. He's building towards it. He's got enough gold for his 4-staff at that. There we go. Picks that one up. So Orange starting to get these items progressing for themselves. Looks like the mid solo... Okay, they used a Tide Ravage. I'm guessing that was at mid lane. To ensure that kill on the Mag. The Tide Ravage with the Queen of Pain ultimate. Meanwhile, they had 3 heroes. It's just such a great... It's great how MiTH are dividing their resources. They send 3 heroes top. Lion, Shadow Demon, and Anti-Mage to deal with the Void. They throw everything at Void. They throw a Finger of Death. They throw a Mana Void. They throw 2 heroes' ultimates to kill off the Void. And then they have 2 heroes ganking the Magnus. And they both use ultimates. They use Tide Ravage as well as Queen of Pain ultimate to kill a Mag. And they're just using these ultimates for solo kills, but it's solo kills which is getting them a big lead, a big advantage. And it's really just a great way that they're getting all their supports involved, while Orange, they have 2 carry heroes being taken out and their support's feeling useless. Their supports are going to try and make something happen here at mid lane. Arbor goes down, Epicenter as well as Laguna Blade, and this is what I'm talking about. Ultimate's just being used for solo kills. It's still well worth it if you can ensure that you get these kills, because every kill, especially on these solos and carries, is so crucial. And when Queen of Pain has a BKB, they know they have to throw everything at killing off the Queen of Pain as fast as possible. If he gets off the BKB and blinks out, they just wasted a ton of time and effort trying to kill him. And oh, Lion has a blink, dagger goes blinking, he is going to catch up KYXY, he has his force up, but he can't pop it. Oh no, things going really bad now all of a sudden for Orange. Does manage to blink his way out of there, Ohio, and Antimate's still chasing. Not going to manage to get any additional follow-up kills here, but possibly going to start working away on this tier 2 tower. The Vlad's going to give him some additional pushing potential. Arbor scouting things out from the side here with an Invis rune, and I don't think this Radiant team have any sentries or any way of spotting this out. No gem. This is something Orange are known for, getting this early gem on Extinct or Net, and right now in a game where they're this far behind, they just don't have the gold or resources to do so. Oh, Mushi, you got to get out and get out fast. I think he's going to get out just in time. Oh, TP, is there a Ravage? It's not going to come in time. He almost went for it. He cancelled it. If he had vision, he would have used the Ravage sooner, but Mushi was in fog. Mushi was in fog and he didn't want to guess. I mean, guessing that he was there would have been... I mean, you'd have to have some insane map awareness to have guessed that. Or insane luck more than anything. And as soon as he got in vision of Mushi, it was too late. He actually pushed the Ravage and then immediately cancelled it. So smart play from him regardless. And they see Mushi top, and look at this, MiTH Trust. They go directly into the Roshan pit. They know it's safe to do so when they see that Void at top. There's no way that Orange can come and contest this. It's a free Roshan going the way of MiTH Trust. Going to be picked up, I imagine, by Anti-Mage. Yep, Anti-Mage with that. 2.6k gold now in his hands. We'll have to wait and see if he goes for the heart or the butterfly. It's always the big choice for anti-mages. You go for the DPS and the split push from butterfly, or just the pure survivability and HP that a heart offers. And against all this magic damage, heart looks like a good idea. I mean, this is one of those few games where even a BKB looks plausible. With Shackle Shot, Burrow Strike, Lina stuns. Although you do have both Chronosphere as well as a Mag Ultimate to go through BKB, so more likely we see a heart field. I'd say that's where Lakel likes to go. Lakel, MiTH Trust as well as Lakel's, I mean, they play a similar style to Orange in that they're always playing the safer, more conservative approach. They go for their BKBs, they push when they have their Aegis, they don't really look to take too many risky team fights or take too many big chances, and that to me means we're going to see a heart on this Anti-Mage. We'll have to wait and see now. He's got 3.4k gold. What he wants to buy up with that. He'll have to sell that TP scroll, which, I mean, it's not too big of an issue right now. He can just, he's not going to have to TP to farm. He can give some farm and lanes to his teammates, as we've been seeing so far. No mech up on this Dire team, something they are lacking, which we may see as Tidehunters next item, now that he's got his Blink, although he does have some mana issues. That's really the big issue here. He can't really be having Blink Ultimate as well as a mech. Oh, Ultimate Orb. TNK with a ton of farm. We're seeing a Sheepstick being built by TNK here to help deal with this Faceless Void. Even though he's finished the BKB now, Sheepstick will be a nice way of dealing with this. So, as far as this game progression goes, MiTH Trust getting further and further ahead. 12k actually in the lead. Orange are still far from out of this. When you've got the Faceless Void who's about to hit level 16 with BKB, Battle Fury, and Treads, you can still take any team fight with some well-placed ultimates, not to mention the AoE and the nuking power that you get from Sand King, Lina, and Windrunner. You've got a Mag ultimate. I mean, all 5 of these are just such sensational teamfight heroes, but MiTH Trust are just playing around it. They're not going for teamfights, they're going for pickoffs. Like, they send 3 heroes to gank Mushi, they send 2 heroes to gank Ohio on the Mag. It's always these small gank squads. They get kills and then they get out. Oh, we are going to see an engagement coming. Actually, no, we're not. Mushi just going in for the tower. Queen of Pain, whoa, not going to time the deny perfectly. Mushi's going to try Chronosphere this. I think he's trying to bait in Queen of Pain. Arbor knows it, backs himself way off. And Haya was there lurking around, hoping to also follow it up with maybe some additional lockdown. Get a Chronosphere off, follow it with an RP, and that's a dead Queen of Pain. And they'll happily use 2 ultimates to kill Queen of Pain at this point. Anything to get a kill and then stall, buy some time for their team. Meanwhile, it's Anti-Mage, so he's on a rampage. He's got himself a Reaver now. He's looking for Extinct. Extinct caught in the middle of things. Shackle shot will land perfectly. Mushi's coming. This could actually save Extinct. He's no longer Hex up. They bring down the line first. They need a bash on Lakel's. Not going to happen. Tie Ravage is there. Mushi gets all his mana burned down. Pops a BKB. Problem is, it's not going to be enough to keep him alive when he's got no mana. Lakel's going to get caught out, and Mushi's BKB is wearing off very quickly. And as soon as that's one off, Lakel's will probably drop that ultimate. Lakel's is just waiting for it. There we go. Drops on Mushi. Mushi doesn't take enough damage. Needs another blink. Lakel's, is he going to chase for this? Mushi goes down. Queen of Pain goes blinking and screaming, and the Queen of Pain is just cleaning up Orange Esports. 4 heroes drop. Sand King the only one left standing, and he's going to hide in some trees here. I don't think this is going to be enough for him. He's got no mana for a stun. He has a Sandstorm in 8 seconds. They're not going to find him, though. He's going to survive for now. I think they thought he was TPing, maybe. He didn't actually have mana for a TP. He's going to scurry his way back to base, and, well, Orange, that's as perfect as a team fight they're really going to get. I mean, sure, Chronosphere didn't land on as many as you'd hoped for and didn't get as much damage dealt in, but it was used to try save and buy time for Orange to get there. Problem is, they locked down Anti-Mage, and then there's Queen of Pain as well to worry about. Queen of Pain did so much damage that fight. Anti-Mage got zoned out somewhat by the BKBs, as well as the positioning and the, sort of the disables coming out from the Radiant team, but Queen of Pain does not get kited around. You've got Blink Screams, you've got a BKB. You can just go blinking in and not have to worry about your own safety with a BKB. Really smart build coming out from this Queen of Pain and working off wonderfully. And now a T2 tower goes down a bit. Lakel's making sure of that, and MiTH Trust find themselves getting further and further ahead. Age is still up on Lakel's as well on his Anti-Mage. They see Mushi at bottom. They're immediately pinging him. They're like, hey, let's keep on getting Mushi. Shut down Mushi, win the game. Simple as that. Lion's going to be the one leading the charge. Blink Hex is needed. Oh, it looks like they're all spotted here, so it's actually just going to be a straight-up push, I imagine. Knowing that this Mag RP, well, knowing that our Mag RP is on cooldown 5 more seconds, so I think MiTH Trust will be expecting it to be up unless they're completely underestimating the cooldown of this RP. They have to be very careful. Lakel's just goes blinking straight in. He's trying to just burn down a higher more than anything. Zone him out of the fight, because he's not going to blow an RP on just the Anti-Mage, especially when Anti-Mage has the Aegis of the Immortal. He's going to just come back to life, and this is pretty much an uncontested tier 2 tower, all because of the aggression coming out from Anti-Mage. He zones the heroes out of the lane, now he gets himself a free tier 2 tower. Up to 2.8k gold as well. Problem is he's out of item slots. He needs his boots. He's stuck with the Aegis. He's going to have to sell his Vladimir's offering to get his butterfly now. And it's a butterfly that he's going to want. Especially while Mushi's still a long way away from something like an MKB. If Mushi sees the butterfly coming, he probably looks to build an MKB, although he'd love to have a butterfly of his own. Gives him the attack speed as well as evasion, so maybe he doesn't even worry about an MKB, even if he sees butterfly coming on Anti-Mage. I'll have to see if Lakel's actually does look to sell off his Vlads here, because that's the only item slot he has to play around with until this Aegis is gone, which is actually going to disappear in just a second here. So maybe Lakel's is just going to wait for the Aegis to disappear, then look to buy up his butterfly. Smoke coming from MiTH Trust now. 15 kills to 5. They are in complete utter control of this game. Orange is stuck in their own base playing so ultra defensive. Mushi, forget Butterfly. Forget MKB. He's going for small cost effective items. Mask of Madness it is, and this is sort of like a desperation item, but at the same time it's a smart choice. This is what they need to do. This is going to help them short term. Long term it's not a solution. You need big items. But short term, this will help them out. This next fight or two, this could turn the tides for them, and that's really all that matters. They need to win this next fight. Problem is, Tide is here. He gets stunned. He doesn't get the Ravage off. He was going in for a Ravage. He gets stunned as he blinks in. Mushi gets a BKB off. He's got them all in the battle. Fury Cleave. He's taking them down one by one. Tide Ravage comes too late. Unfortunately for Orange Esports, they've lost the rest of their team, even with Mushi cleaving through, killing off Anti-Mage, killing off Tidehunter. Anti-Mage died. I think he lost his Aegis. He lost his Aegis mid-fight. He didn't actually use his Aegis. The timing from MiTH Trust was not there. But Orange, they still lose out on the fight. They do force out some buyback. Now they're going to have Ohio getting caught out as well. He's going to get burst down here. Anti-Mage just bought back for this. He says, no fucks are given by me. GG is called, even with Mushi just cleaning up. That was as good as a fight Orange can get. That was ideal scenario. Tidehunter blinked into a stun, gets off probably... I mean, in the end, he got off an alright Ravage. He caught the rest of his team, but he didn't do anything to Mushi. He was hoping to catch up Mushi with that Blink Ravage. Instead, he blinked right into a stun, and, well, things did not look good for MiTH Trust right from the get-go, but they just have too much farm, too much of a lead. There's no way you can really bring down the kills without throwing too much at him. And then you've got Queen of Pain cleaning up, Anti-Mage buying back, and Orange, they fall in game number 1. I asked, can anyone stop Mushi? Can anyone stop this new Orange Esports team? Well, MiTH Trust, they have answered, and they have answered in a dominating fashion here, taking down Orange Esports in just 31 minutes, 2 at that. 20k gold lead in the end, and boy, what a game coming out of Lakel's. As well as the rest of this MiTH team. I mean, Lakel's, he did his part. But the rest of the MiTH team, TNK especially, he made the best of a bad scenario. He was that offlane Titan and recognized immediately he can do nothing. Went into the jungle, got a huge amount of farm, got those early levels, and it was just some really smart decision making. They ganked really smart, they knew where to go for, the kills to go for, and well, they made the best of what they had, and the best of what they had was enough to take down Orange, at least in game number 1. We're going to have game number 2 coming up soon, guys. Orange Esports up against MiTH here in your GosuCup Asia number 5 Grand Final, sponsored by Gigabyte as well as MSI. I am BTS Gods, or Beyond the Summits Gods, and you can follow me on Twitter. I am twitter.com/BTS Gods. Thanks everyone for tuning in. It's great to see so many people supporting the Asian Dota scene, and we'll be back soon with game number 2.